A fantastic spectacle on the streets of Adelaide, the Formula Holden. This is how they line up. Yesterday's winner, Simon Wills, he's been undefeated so far in 1999. Will share the front row with young Adam Macro. Halliday and Astudi share row 2. Paul Dumbrell and Stan Keane, the third row. Damien Digby and Roger Oakeshott, row 4.
Row 5 is Les Crampton and Chris Hocking. Ian Peters and Mark Ellis start out of row 6. Chris Staff and Steve Kelly out of 7. Dale Breed and Brenton Ramsey out of 8.
Frustrating there for Chris Staff. Also, young Akihiro Asai, Gary Haywood on row 9. A little further back than what we've been used to seeing Akihiro Asai. Very talented 23-year-old Japanese driver. His second season in the Formula Holden category. Looking good on the green from the back, wait for the green from the front. Now we've got it and away we go. Good start by the two Murata cars. Ramsey got away to a good start, so too did Wills. Who's going to get the inside run? It will be Simon Wills diving to the inside. Well, nice work.
In race 1 yesterday, Adam Macro was very quick. He was only like 0.3 of a second slower than our race winner, Simon Wills. So Macro showing plenty of speed, but Sam Astudi did a great start. He's in front of Halliday, and Macro, big run down the inside by car 11.
Chris Staff there.
Staff, the Kiwi, finding his way back after problems in race 1.
Matthew Halliday well placed. It was in fact Matthew Halliday, not Brendan Ramsey. I got confused there with the blue cars. There's Ramsey a long way back. It was Halliday who got the early jump. Nice work. Staff again. How good's this guy on the inside moves? There's Paul Dumbrell running a little wide on the entrance to the Adelaide straight, but Simon Wills, the first half a lap, has bolted again.
He is just phenomenal, isn't he? Keep in mind these cars run a control tyre, and I guess they're on relatively cold rubber. He is absolutely dynamic in that first lap out of the box, much like V8 supercar star Craig Lowndes. He really builds a cushion very, very quickly, and then he fights that all the way to the end of the race.
How about this guy, Simon Wills? Akihiro Asai, here comes the young Japanese driver, blasting up the inside from second last. He has come through. Well, look, that's how many cars he's come past. Young Aki's going well.
Tremendous sight as the Formula Holdens weave their way around this 3.2 kilometre Adelaide street circuit, but it's Simon Wills absolutely dominant in qualifying race 1 and continuing that form in race 2.
Onto the front straight for the first time. Can anybody catch Simon Wills? That's going to be the question this season as they cross the line. Sam Astudi will be feeling confident in second spot. Matthew Halliday, Adam Macro, who should have got a better start. Damien Digby, Chris Staff, Oakeshott, Asai, Crampton and Ramsey. They're your top 10.
Well, there's Ramsey trying to run on the outside, but there's an example of just how fast. Look at this attack up the inside by Akihiro. Nice run under brakes at the end of Wakefield Street. Very, very bumpy. Not a lot of wheel travel on these Formula Holden cars, so it's difficult to get that right. He did a beautiful move. Just reminding you how fast Simon Wills, his first lap on 1:28.41, Astudi a 1:31.5. 3-second cushion in one lap.
These guys were getting down to the 1:21s yesterday. Can you believe that? That's something like 4 seconds quicker than the V8 supercars around here. That is, that looks like Matthew Halliday. Dale Breed on the inside there, the Repsol driving suit, and 24 is Ian Peters.
Yep, Ian Peters in the old radar. Let's have a look at that on the replay. Just coming out. There's lots of, and look at that. Had nowhere to go. Wonder he's a bit peeved. We'll have for another angle, he's lost it. Coming out of on Wakefield Street onto East Terrace. And the two cars have tangled.
Well, Dale Breed couldn't do anything about that.
No, he had nowhere to go, did he?
He was very disappointed, and quite often that's when you get most annoyed, when it's out of your control. So, unfortunate there, that caution situation, whether it's a full course yellow, we'll wait and see. There is an exit section on the track there. Whether they can get the cars through there or whether they're too badly damaged is a bit hard to tell from here. Through the field come, it's still Wills, Halliday, Macro. There's been a bit of a change. Astudi has dropped back to 4th. Staff is up to 5th. Good work from the young Kiwi driver.
Yeah, it's a very aggressive run. Car on camera now, Staff up to 5th. Car 11. Well, look at this lead that Simon Wills has opened up. 5.8 seconds. Fastest man on the track at 1:23.20. He's at least 2 seconds faster than his closest opposition. Absolute dominance from the young New Zealander.
There's an incident involving Steve Kelly on the inside, and also Mark Ellis, car 17. Kelly with his front wing there just snapping off. Kelly driving away. This is the battle for second spot. Matthew Halliday, the car in front. Adam Macro, the reigning Australian Formula 4 champ, chasing in third. And we just got a very quick glimpse of our race leader, almost the full length of the main straight ahead of these guys. Unbelievable after just 3 laps.
Yeah, 5.5 seconds the gap that time around from Halliday. Macro, Halliday fighting over second position. Sam Astudi on his own in third, just have a shot there. Up Wakefield Street as they swing hard right into East Terrace, down, braking hard again. Up into Flinders Street. Once again, a bumpy approach to those wrecked cars on the outside of the circuit. Yellow flag still waving, so no overtaking allowed through that section of the track. Adam Macro, second place in race 1 here yesterday. And looking very strong as he challenges for second here today.
Well, there's the gap. There's your race leader right there. Ellis making his way through in car 17. Their second spot. Matthew Halliday. Well, must be slightly frustrating for the remainder of the teams. When I say remainder, I'm talking about any other team than the Barana team, because somebody has got to get up there and challenge this guy. It's great for Simon Wills, but he's getting no competition. That's just a walk in the park.
Yeah, well, Malcolm Ramsey's Barana squad knows how to pick the best drivers. Scotty Dixon last year was absolutely dominant in this championship. Looks like Simon Wills is going to follow in his footsteps. So, tremendous pedigree in the New Zealand driving ranks. These cars also run in a series over the summer in New Zealand. It's a chance for the Australian teams to spot some international talent, as indeed Graham Watson's done with young Matthew Halliday. Saw him competing very fast in Formula 4 in New Zealand. He's put him into a Formula Holden, and the guy has been instantly quick.
Sam Astudi on screen, running in 4th spot. He's got Chris Starr hot on his hammer, and look who's right behind that. This is going to be a good battle, because Akihiro Asai is tacked onto the back. Ellis has got these guys through. Here comes Starr. Asai wants to go through as well. Oh, this is good close driving. Well, just when it was fairly sedate, now the action's right up. Asai blasting through, following Starr.
No doubt about the 23-year-old Japanese driver's aggression. That was controlled aggression. He had a bit of a brake lock up coming over the bumps, but he held it and just kept pushing and pushing and pushing until Sam Astudi gave way. No shortage of aggression from Akihiro Asai. Very impressive around the streets of Adelaide.
These two guys,
former Australian supercarting champion.
To give you an indication, Mark, Akihiro Asai has come from second last on the grid and makes the inside move, locks up the front right. Great move. The aggression continues.
I'll tell you what, that car is beautifully balanced. I mean, he's really going in. If he can lock the brakes like that and still hold control, the car seems to be working reasonably well. And he just shows he's pushing it so hard under brakes. He's right on the limit of adhesion. And he's got enough confidence in the car to go that deep under brakes. He's done it twice now in 1 lap and pulled off both moves.
17th to 4th. Akihiro Asai, the charge continues. Well, I thought Staff was quick. Have a look at this guy go. Had a good run at Eastern Creek. A little bit of bad luck. Another good run too from Brenton Ramsey, because Ramsey was one position better as Staff spins.
Well, that's a shame. He was making a really good charge. Staff up in the 5th position after troubles yesterday. Now it's put him a long way back. The order Wills, 5.5 seconds the gap over Halliday in second. Adam Macro in third. Akihiro Asai now challenging. He'll be up behind his teammate the way he's going.
Brendan Ramsey has gone from 16th on the grid up into 6th position, and now pressuring Astudi, not pressuring him, passing him. So the second Barana car driving on their home circuit, if you wish, on the streets of Adelaide. It's the Adelaide-based team. Both Barana cars going well, 1st and 6th. Some of the best cut and thrust racing we've seen from Formula Holden. Really is terrific stuff around these streets. Let's have a look at the replay. Car 74, Martin Potter, I think it is, getting into trouble. Was it Chris Hocking? Chris Hocking, it looks like, yeah. Slamming into a wall there on the back part of the circuit. Whoa, around goes Sam Astudi. Following Brendan Ramsey around. And Astudi really quick to get rid of the steering wheel and say, that's it for me.
Yeah, that quick release steering wheel designed to get a driver out of a car as soon as possible by the flag or the medical teams. You can see how quick it was there. He just flicked it off, got out of the car. But the battle continues between Halliday and Macro. It's been on from the start. Tremendous battle. Adam Macro, the reigning Australian Formula Ford champion. This kid was dynamite in the 1600cc open wheelers, looking just as competitive in the much bigger cars.
Halliday's been very quick on the second last lap. He set the quickest lap of probably about the last three. So turning out some good lap speed, Matthew Halliday, whilst handling the pressure coming from Adam Macro. Here's the replay, Sam Astudi. Well, it looked like he caught the side, or maybe the engine seized. Who knows? Just all of a sudden went sideways.
Well, he's decided to jump out of the car, whatever it is. Made his decision pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Simon Halliday's opened up a few car lengths on his pursuer, Adam Macro. Relentless pursuit by the 19-year-old Victorian. Drove for the Stockman Racing team in the opening round at Eastern Creek, but he's since switched to the NRC International team run by former Formula 2 champion Arthur Abrahams. And you can see both his steeds, Adam Macro and Akihiro Asai, proving very effective in these cars.
Last lap round, Brenton Ramsey was the quickest car on the circuit with a 1:22.8. Word around the paddock this morning was that Wills would be pushing for a 1:20 lap. They'd have to do something special. Here we go, Macro on Halliday. The outside run down into the Brabham hairpin. Doesn't happen.
Yeah, Matthew's doing a good job here. He hasn't had a lot of experience in Formula Holden cars. He was very quick in New Zealand Formula Ford racing and indeed impressive during pre-season testing. But he's showing a lot of racecraft here, just making it very, very difficult for Macro to find even a remote possibility of getting his nose in front of this car.
It's a great opportunity for the Kiwis to come over, the young Kiwis, and there's Brendan Ramsey just when he was going quick, but maybe pushing just a little too hard.
Or he just did a lap a little bit faster than his teammate, in fact. A few hundredths of a second. Undercut Simon Wills, so he certainly had the speed, but now all that good work's been undone.
Well, the 26-year-old South Australian driver's certainly got enough experience under his belt. There he is, Brendan Ramsey sitting there to put it all together, but up until now he's never been able to get the whole package right at the one time. Certainly got all the right ingredients, a good car, he's a good driver, he's got age on his side. This battle gets better as time goes on. Macro weaving in and out of the draft. He cannot get past Matthew Halliday. This is the run down the Adelaide straight. Look at Halliday looking in the left rear view mirror through this sharp kink. Got to keep a tight line through there. Now the run down to the Brabham hairpin.
I'll tell you why these guys get involved in all this cut and thrust racing. Akihiro Asai, you can just see him at the top of the screen. He's starting to close the gap too. It's down to 4.6 seconds. It was out to as much as 6.5 when Akihiro found his way into fourth position. Oh, a bit of lap traffic here to give some racing room.
Good run too by the Wins car of Paul Dumbrell, the young 16-year-old driver, 6th place at the moment outright, so he's doing a great job.
Yeah, it looked like Akihiro, I don't know whether he's got a problem, but he ran very wide on that corner onto pit straight.
He has been pushing pretty hard.
And that's cost him plenty of time. We'll see if he can recover that gap. It's a long race, this one, 15 laps the distance. We've just completed 9. So quite a bit of time for Akihiro to climb back onto the rear wing of Matthew Halliday, but it's another job indeed to get past. Halliday's been doing a terrific job of defending his territory. We've seen Akihiro, he's not afraid to have a big go when a gap appears, but Halliday just hasn't given him the opportunity so far.
Well, you got the 2 Barana racing cars out there well placed. Well, they were well placed until Brenton Ramsey spun. This is one of the Barana cars, the lead car. Who else? It's Simon Wills, the 23-year-old. Formula 3 experience in England, Formula 3 experience in New Zealand. He's dominating the Australian Formula Holden Championship in 1999. The 2 Arthur Abraham cars are running 3rd and 4th respectively. Macro, who switched teams to the NRC team since Eastern Creek. He and his manager George Stockman deciding they'd move on after Mike Borland, of course well known for his Spectrum Formula Fords, decided that he wanted to call it a day.
Tell you what, I don't know what's going on in the lead here, but Simon Wills, the gap has closed dramatically between first and second position. 3.2 seconds. The gap now between this man, Matthew Halliday, and Simon Wills in the lead of the race. It was out as far as 5.5, 6. Simon Wills looked like he was comfortably defending. There's Wills there.
Maybe he's just eased off. It is a long race, knowing that he's got a bit of fat to play with there. Quickest lap last time round was Akihiro Asai, the Japanese driver, chasing hard after this car on screen. These two cars. There he is, Akihiro just coming out one corner behind Macro and Halliday, and sneaking around the corner just in front is our race leader, Simon Wills.
3.2 seconds the gap. Last time across the start-finish line, Matthew Halliday, a 1:23.17, a 22.8 for Simon Wills. One suspects he might have got held up by a bit of traffic there. See if he can respond and build up that cushion. As the great Jack Brabham once said, the best way to win a race is at the slowest possible speed. So Simon Wills may just be very comfortable running a 3-second cushion. We shall see.
Well, he knows that he's
got the speed.
Yeah, got the speed for sure. He's got plenty in reserve, so take it nice and easy. We have done 10 laps, so we're into the last third of this race now. This battle continues. How much longer will it go on for? Halliday holding Macro at bay. That's no mean feat, because this guy in third spot is the reigning Formula Ford champ. Had some pretty hot competition last year as well. 4 laps left to run. Macro can't seem to do anything about Matthew Halliday.
Well, that gap remaining static that time around, 3.2 seconds. Matthew Halliday virtually matching the lap times of Simon Wills, a 1:22.65 for our race leader, a 22.59 for Halliday. Fastest man on the track at the moment is Akihiro Asai, a 1:21.6. He's dipped into the 21s. So the Japanese driver really getting the hammer down. In the order, Wills, Halliday, Macro, Asai, fastest man on the track at the moment. He's back in fourth. Chris Starr holds on to fifth. Paul Dumbrell in sixth. Digby in seventh. Stan Keane in eighth. Les Crampton in ninth. And Oakshott rounds out the top 10.
Well, Barana Racing Simon Wills yesterday did the quickest lap time of a 1:21.22. Akihiro Asai with a 1:21.64. So it's only 0.4 of a second off the quickest time over the weekend.
2.1 seconds the gap between Akihiro and the battle for second position. So he finds himself in fourth, but he'd really like to be in third, get a podium position here. He's running out of time to do it. The lap time's so even at the moment. Akihiro, very aggressive run in the opening laps of this race, but he's found himself now, I think, a bit of a lonely drive in fourth position.
3 laps to go. It's been a tremendous drive by this guy, really gutsy drive, because while the others could concentrate with a clear track ahead, he's been focused on getting past slower traffic and has come from 17th to 4th. He's maintained 4th for quite a while now. Can't make an impression, or a great impression, on Macro at the moment. Quite a few bumps coming into East Terrace there.
You see him seesawing at the wheel, really giving it everything. The gap between himself and Adam Macro in third is 3 seconds. He hasn't been able to close that down, as long as it drops down to the 2 point something, mostly around that 3-second cushion. And Matthew Halliday, really, you've got to hand it to him. He's done a terrific job of holding out Adam Macro, hasn't put a foot wrong, and hasn't provided an opportunity for the 19-year-old Victorian to even get his nose alongside.
Macro, who of course has had some V8 supercar experience, raced, well, he was in the team but didn't get in a race at Sandown last year, but he certainly raced at Bathurst alongside our own Formula One world champion Alan Jones. Valuable experience for Macro, which puts him in good stead for his racing career, proving his racecraft all the time, the teenager. He's got a huge battle on his hands here at the moment.
Two laps remaining for our race leader, Simon Wills. Macro wiping the side of his helmet there. There's something irritating him maybe. But another guy who's irritating him is Adam Macro. All over the back of Halliday. Just has not been able to shake him. Macro hasn't been given an opportunity to pass. It's been an absolutely intense battle. This race isn't over yet though. Halliday could still make a mistake. Macro could get really aggressive. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'm sure Adam will be looking for an opportunity pass. He's very, very close as they swing onto Adelaide straight this time. He's right in the draft as they come down toward the chicane.
Halliday Halliday's cars, not short on power, certainly not short on straight line speed. Macro can't do anything about it. Through the kick, now onto the Brabham straight. That's a good run out of there. Here he comes out of Macro, side by side, now pulls back into the draft.
Oh, Halliday looked a little bit slow coming out of the chicane, but as you said, he's got plenty of straight line speed in that Rolls Australia car. All cars fitted with a 3.8 litre Commodore V6 engine, modified slightly for competition use, produce about 340 brake horsepower, make a very, very quick race car.
That's been the run to the line. These two guys are having a great run to the finish. One more lap and Simon Wills will continue his domination of this category. Quite often you hear people say, well, where do these young guys that are getting into V8 supercars come from? This is one of the formula that do it. Formula Holden, along with Formula Ford. Some great drivers have come out of this category. Mark Scaife, Paul Stokel, Neil Crompton. The list goes on. Mark Larkham, Jason Bright, Jason Marguana. Even Mercedes factory driver Mark Webber has driven for a short time in Formula Holden.
Tell you what, Akihiro Asai has not let up. He's back there in fourth position. Look how close he is now to this battle for second. But Akihiro has just set a new lap record of 1:21.13 from the Japanese driver. No shortage of speed. He's really got the eyes on here. 1.4 seconds the gap. Was out to 3 seconds. Now he's under 1.5 seconds behind the battle for second position. Can he take a podium?
Well, wouldn't this be good? But time is running out. Here comes Akihiro Asai. He's going to have to fight his teammate if he wants to have a shot at Halliday. I tell you what, our viewers in New Zealand via TV3 would certainly be cheering about their boy out in front, Simon Wills.
Yeah, very proud moment for the Kiwis. Absolutely dominant in Formula Holden racing in 1999.
Checkered flag out. He runs to the line and makes it a clean sweep yet again. Didn't start from pole. Macro got pole, but Wills has taken both wins. Halliday in for second from Macro, the two Arthur Abrahams cars in for third and fourth, with Akihiro Asai finishing just outside the three.